Hi, welcome back again. I'm Sundar with you. And like we did the last time, how to take care of your spine strain. Now we are moving on to the hip openers. The major concern in a human body, I must say, is the spine strain, of course, but the spine strain also is caused because of your tight hips. Those are known as the hip flexors. The flexors basically consist of more than three muscles which work on it, like the PSOAS and the other muscles. But I don't want to go too technically mentioning the names of the muscles. But what we to more focus is how the tight hip flexors or the tight hips hinder your movement. So the hip flexors are tight and the hips are not open well. Then it affects your back. So the back pain is also caused by the tight hips. Once again, the strain to the back while standing or walking also bothers you if your hips flexors are tight. So tight hip flexors bothers oftentimes many people without even realizing. They think that the back pain is because of the strain to the back. It's not the strain to the back alone, but it is also because of your hip flexors are tight. And then it works also, the hip flexors are part of the hip flexor, like I mentioned earlier. Also it's because of the psoas muscle and also the piriformis. All these help you in the movement of your bending forward or bending to the side or standing up or standing forward bend. And all these require a free hip, which means that you need to have the hip flexors released. Now yoga is going to help you a great deal in doing it without having to strain yourself. So today we are going to show you how to do the hip flexors releases and the tightness to the hamstrings along with that. So everything is connected. So the major ones in yoga which we focus on is the spine strength, the hip strength, the knee strength, core strength, and one part of which is the hip strength, which we are going to show you how to do it. These exercises are very simple to do, and you're not going to demonstrate tougher poses or for advanced people, at advanced even beginner level. We're just going through the basic hip openers and slightly advanced beginner hip openers, which will help you in releasing your tightness to the hip and to the other parts, especially to the legs and to the hip down below in general. So it's very important for all of us to keep the hip relaxed and released. Like always, you do some basic movements in order to release your upper body too. Then we show you some exercises which are focused on opening the hips well. Like I said again earlier, it is I oftentimes use singular and plural, like I'm going to when I'm demonstrating, and we, because we set up teachers how you maintain these postures which are going to release your back, your hips, your hamstrings and knee joints and major joints and major muscles and the minor joints and the muscles too. So we work feverishly on these to help you out. So I will be indebted to all those people who taught me and also those who are practicing and teaching along with me. So it's necessary for me to use both plural and singular. Welcome again back to the hip opener session. This is going to take you the next 45 and 50 minutes, and it's very easy for you to practice. And let's sit comfortably first. Alignment and posture. In every video of ours, we show you how to align your body. So put both palms together and the elbows and the forearms parallel. The tallest fingers pointing towards the ceiling. And maintain your chin parallel. The back straight, of course. The spine can never be straight. So we give the natural curve to the spine. But you can always sit tall with your spine. So right from the tailbone to the brainstem. Shoulders relaxed. Neck relaxed. Easy breathing. Just observe your breathing as you close your eyes. It's a coordination between the brain and the heart. So you need not take any supreme effort. to do the normal breathing. Only when it comes to the deep breathing, we ask you to take the breathing according to how the definition of the deep breathing is. It will make you breathe. So the normal breathing is sit comfortably, align the body in a basic alignment, like the head is over your heart and heart is over your hips. And do not push your lower back to the belly. Instead, take the belly slightly towards the lower back. So you get a feeling of being relaxed totally. And most important, you lift through the crown of the head. So the hips move up, but the shoulders are drawn. So this is incorrect, and this is correct. So you lift through the hips, take your belly slightly in, your lower back is not pushed. Again, this is incorrect, and this is correct. No strain to any part of the body, and relax. Now, basic hip opener is to slightly hold the foot and open the knees out if you can. So in order to get this, you put almost the heel at the back and the heel in the front forward, and if you can get the toes pointing straight up, and when your palms are together, you have a basic opening to the hip flexors. The hip flexors are the set of muscles which cover the hips. Like I said earlier, it's about 4 or 5 of these basic 3 muscles and control the hip flexors. So sit comfortably, lean back the upper body a couple of inches so you feel nice and good. The hip is a part of the pelvis, and the pelvic bone is right on top, and then the connection to the thigh bone is the hip joint. This is where your hip joint is. And then you got this waistline. There is no described organ as a waist, but it's a waistline is what it is consisting, the abdominals and the stomach. So put your palms together, go back again, close your eyes, and make certain that you're very comfortable sitting in this pose. Now your focus is on how your hip is opened. So the pelvic bone is quite widespread, holding all the muscles together. So when you move or when you bring the body closer or move away, the pelvic bone is the one which is holding it, becoming a false pelvis and a true pelvis. The false pelvis helps in moving the body well. Now, put the palms together again. Every now and then, as I'm explaining how the hip opens, you go back to the meditative way of sitting. And now see what the difference is. You put the left leg forward and the right foot back, the right leg back. Sit again comfortably. Try to push the knee as close to the thigh and the knee. The knee joint, no. The back of the knee should be going close to the floor. Now you will find that there is a remarkable difference which you are not even aware of when you put the left leg forward and the right leg behind. We are so much used to always placing the right leg forward. So please, I would suggest that every now and then when you're sitting on the floor or elsewhere, please try and put the left leg forward and the right leg back. It's very similar to using the left arm too often time, because the movement is not only to the right and there is no overuse of the right limb. So you should be using both the limbs, whether upper or lower limbs, uniformly and equally almost. Get back again with now the left leg to the front. Again, keep your belly soft and the lower back relaxed, and try to press the knee down so you feel a good stretch to the hip, and you kind of feel that you're opening up the hip. And then come out again and switch back. Let's begin with some basic stretches of the hip. The left hand to the left kneecap, right hand behind. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, move to the side. Don't lean back, don't put too much pressure on the hand. Some of these exercises will be overlapping in your back pain module as well as the hip openers, because we're talking about the same body. And hip is connected in the central nervous system is the spine. So when you move your spine, you also move your hip. So it's not that we're trying to repeat what is told before, but it works on both the spine and the back too. So one more time, as you breathe in deep and exhale to the side, go further and then move back again. Yet another time to the side, nice and easy, and get back again. Now move for the spine and for the hip. As you put your left hand across, cup your fingers over the right kneecap, and then bring your left shoulder forward, right shoulder back, and twist as deep as possible, feeling it to the left hip and to the spine well, and twist. Get back to the center and move back again. Go. Twist well, twist well. So you're moving from the last rib cage. The rib cage is connected to the front to the breastbone and the back to the spine. So when you move them well, you move from the last rib cage and the hip opens pretty well. Inhale to the center. Exhale. If you're not able to deep breathe, focus on the movements and breathe normally. If your hips are tight and if your movements are restricted, your breathing will be an indication for you not to go any further. So keep listening to the body. The moment the breathing stops, that shows the muscles are getting contracted too much. That's why you are not able to breathe well. Now, again, right palm to the side and the left hand over. We slowly, how it moves from the hip, press the left knee to the ground. Gentle movements. We're not interested in how deep you go down. We're interested in how much you stretch, so you feel the stretch all over. You bring the entire left side to the right side. Inhale deep and come down. And then go back to the other side. Move the same way. Go, 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 go. And get back again. Nice and good. And okay, good. And continuing what you're doing. What we are trying to put before you is a set of simple exercises. There are a lot more hip openers. There are basic hip openers, advanced hip openers, most advanced hip openers. We're not talking about those. When you get the strength enough in your back and in your legs and the hips are flexors are very strong, then you can go to the advanced poses and the whole body will support you. But as of now, in this tutorial, we try and help you with the basic hip openers to cater to the basic daily needs. Especially, most of us sit and work for long hours in front of the computers, and we do not have enough blood flow and the oxygenated blood flowing through the body. So, if you refer to the manuals or in any of these recordings, you might find that there are plenty of options for the hip openers, but I would suggest that do not get confused with those advanced hip openers and to try to do that. You might get a cast somewhere or a groin pull. And worst part of it, you come somewhere along the piriformis syndrome, like a pull to the piriformis muscle. These take a long time to get away from you. They stay close to you and stick with you and bother you in every movement. So let's go with the basic movements. Good. So in continuing what you are doing, the next one you will do is spread both your legs and get the soles of the foot together. So if you can draw your heels closer and kind of don't bother about how much your knee is dropping down towards the floor. Never mind that. As much as you can, so you get a good stretch to the flexors and to the muscles connected like we talked about earlier, and then press the knee down as far as it can go. There is no set limit. Each body is made in a different way. So you just take both your hands back and don't keep the hands too far away and don't sink your neck inside. This is incorrect. This is totally incorrect. So this is more like a lift from the hips. Your fingers are placed away from your body behind, and then you press ever so gently the knees down, feeling the hip opening, nice and easy, and try to get the big toes together. If your knees are staying this way, don't bother. Don't try to push them too much and strain to your groin or your lower back in any way. This is good enough. These are basic hip openers, which I'm demonstrating to you. And get back again, nice and easy. Once again, for the blood flow, stretch both your legs, go back. And then what we call this is a box sitting. So your knees down, and the other foot is right on top of it, with the toes and the knee in one single straight line. And the same goes to the other side too. The knees on top, the toes are down. So you are your hips are square, and the entire thing is placed like a box. And then you put your palms together. This once again is a part of the basic hip opening. It works well on the sides and the flexors too, and the psoas muscle, and the back too. So you sit comfortably for some time. For some of us, because of the tightness of the flexors and the strain to the back and to the hamstrings, the lower back will begin to complain when you're sitting in box pose. Now release a hand, do the same to the other side. Go. Put that foot, the toes and the knees one line. Again, the top to the toes and the knees are in one straight line. And you sit in a square box. Make certain you're quite comfortable. Again, do not push your lower back to the belly. It's more like taking the belly towards the lower back. Open the shoulders, chin parallel to the floor. Sit for a few seconds or as long as you're comfortable. Again, become aware of the difference between the two sides. It's not symmetrical for all of us. So please be careful in making certain you work a little bit more on the side which is not so comfortable. So over a period of time, you'll be able to sit comfortably, whether it's a left leg on top or the right leg down, right leg on top. Now release again, go back, nice and easy. So here I demonstrated to you basic ways of sitting which will open the hip for you very well. Okay, sit comfortably again, and let's go a little bit more into the hip opening, and then move your right leg up, out to the side. Again, it depends on how far you can go. If you're not able to go beyond that, it's still fine. Don't try to open up too hard, and do not lean too much to the bent knee side. So take it to the extent you can. And then this is where the hip is opening to the side. We're not going to show you the splits or straddle too much. We're just going to demonstrate to you a single basic hip opener, and place your right palm on the ground if your right leg is stretched out, and the left palm on the left thigh for support so you don't fall on your face. And then slowly bend the elbows in. No need to walk forward. This is incorrect, puts a lot of pressure, and the bottom lifts off. So don't do that. Just take the palm back and then slowly move forward and lean gently towards the extended leg. So you get a beautiful stretch to the hamstrings. The hamstrings origin is from the butt again. And then you get a nice stretch to all those connected muscles like the piriformis, the psoas, which once again part of your hips and the flexors. So as you come down to the extent you can, try and keep those toes pointing towards the ceiling, and get down slowly and come up nice and easy. And every forward bend would require a back bend. So place your palms at the back, fingers away from your body, lift through the chest to the breastbone. Take a deep breath, the lungs are fully open, and exhale, slowly relax. Now go slowly towards the extended leg. Not necessary you reach the toes. Hold any part of the leg, please. And then take the other hand over and gently move to the side. Now you feel the other side of the hip, the opposite side opening. Now this is incorrect and this is correct. You need not go all the way down. I'm not even going to demonstrate that. So you just take your hand, or even this much will do, and then come back again and do the counter pose. Moving to the other side, nice and easy. Get back again to the center, flow your hand down, and bend the knee and get back to what is commonly known as the cobbler pose, or more like it's known as the triangular pose, or the Baddha Konasana. It's a beautiful hip opener again. Hands behind, press the knees down as far as you can take. If it stays slightly away from the floor mat, don't bother about it. Just keep pressing it. You feel a good hip opening, and also the groin and the inner thigh opening. So it works very well. And the adductors. And go back again to the other side similarly. This is for you to find out the difference between the two sides in your body. So this time the right palm is on top of the thigh, and the left palm is in front of you. Loosen up the body, Don't aim for the floor. That's a mistake you do in bothering your spine in the back. So just keep the toes pointing towards, gently move forward, and don't take your hand too far. Work more on getting the chest down, the chin up, so your back is not rounding. Try not to get, it's a tendency to bring the head down. When you get the head of the forehead down, this is what happens. You get the terrible back pain. So lift your chin, take a deep breath, and press a little bit more. Don't put too much pressure. And when the bottom lifts off, that's your limit as of today. If you're able to get the forearm to the ground, fine. If you're not able to get the forearm to the ground, still okay. Take a deep breath and come back again. Instantly go to the back bend. Do the counter poses always. And then move back. Reach. Shake the hand over gently. If you're not reaching also, it's okay. And go to the extent you can. Take a deep breath again. Get back. And back to the Kabla. The Barkonasana is known as the bound angle pose, and for convenient purpose it's also known as the Indian Kabla. This is how he sits and mends the shoes with an anvil in between here is the soles of the feet. It's a pretty good way. I'm sure that the Kabla's hip flexors are pretty loose and there is no tightness to the hips. And sit comfortably. Hands back again if you wish, if you want to relax a little bit. Again, this is wrong. And this is correct. Lengthen the spine. Lift through the top of the head. Nice and easy. And relax. Good. And now go. So you saw how the split, single split, which you call also as a straddle, and then the other side. Now we're not going to demonstrate on both the leg split out. Of course you can do it, and it opens the hip greater, but while doing so, it's possible that it could hurt some part of the hip, so the groin and the hip. So, as I said earlier, we'll go through the basic movements in a semi-advanced movement, so it'll make it easier for you to work on a daily basis. Now, having got back again to the Kabla pose, now you stretch out slowly and relax. And let's go into the squat. Is mostly considered as a tough pose for many of us. But I'll demonstrate to you both from the front view and the back view. So you can either raise up from the floor, move your knees as wide as possible, sit at the heels as well as the toes and the balls of the foot, and slope your spine, chin parallel to the floor, and look straight ahead. Don't show any strain to the back. This opens the hip in the entire pelvic region. And this also brings about a lot of flexibility to the lower half of the body. It's commonly known as a squat. And the yoga name for this is the garland pose, is a malasana. It's a lovely way of terming it. So you truly feel it, the entire body becoming like a garland. So release again. For those of us who cannot raise up directly, we can always settle back and go to a cross-legged pose. Nice and easy. Or if you wish to come out, you find that also difficult, is you can put your palms in front and slowly release yourself, release your body and raise up or go down. These are only for the first few days. Later, when your hip opens and your knees joint becomes more flexible, you can raise up and come down again. Now, very important is I show you the side view, because the heel should not be lifted up. So this is how it looks. The heel should be on the ground, not raised, and you turn the heel slightly out and then open the knees out and put your hands in between. And if you're quite comfortable, you can release your thighs off your calf muscle and look straight ahead. Once again, put your heels back and come out and sit very comfortably. So there you go. That's what was demonstrated to you was the malasana or the garland pose, which once again works pretty well. on the hip flexors and the muscles associated or connected with the hips. So we saw how you are able to release the hips so easily. Now let's try and see how it is. Go further. Hips and the quadriceps. So you turn your foot out. It's necessary for me to demonstrate from this side because the placement of the foot is very important. So you don't sit on the foot. This is incorrect. You do not turn the foot out. Incorrect again. It should be pointing backward. And so the other knee is bent in. In a few seconds, I will show you the front view. So you'll be able to see how the hip opens very well. It also works in the quadriceps. And it could stay very still. Now, this is how it shows from the front. The right knee is bent. The foot, of course, the toes are pointing backward, away from me. And the heel is deep into your body. And you see, so you can see that right from the pelvic bone, which opens up very well, and the pelvis and the hip and the flexors, and all of them are quite open and relaxed. But for some of us, it is difficult. The quadriceps are too tight. The muscles on top of the thigh. And also placing the top of the foot in the ground is seriously a problem for some of us. But as you go by, sitting in poses like the thunderbolt, which is commonly known as the Vajrasana, if you practice those, it becomes easier for you to sit on the top of the foot. Now, just twist a little deeper. You feel the stretch to the side, opposite side. And when you go, twist to the other side, then you feel the stretch to the right side. Very good. For those of us who are quite comfortable and more flexible, you can place the foot on top of the thigh and then twist again to the right side and then back again to the opposite side. Good. That releases all the strain to the hip. Of course, what is done on this side is also done on the other side. So you wish to come out of it, the most convenient way of coming out is to lean to the opposite side, away from the bent knee, and then straighten up for the blood flow, and then get back again, that foot in, the leg in, and go to the other side. And bend again the left knee, the toes are taken back, top of the foot on the ground, sit comfortably. For quite a few of us, it'll be like a slightly slanted hip because of the tightness of the hip and the back. So as you go by, you'll be able to sit very comfortably, lengthen spine. Again, you do the twisting to the left side and move back again to the opposite side, getting back to the center. And when you wish to come out of it, please lean to the side, exit the leg out and come back. Sit once again back in the same old cobbler pose. Nice and release. The bound angle. Beautiful hip opener. Practice this as often as you can. And you'll feel a remarkable difference in your walking, in your movements, in your getting up from anywhere, from your desk here, your sofa, from anywhere. It becomes so much easier for you. And come up, nice and easy, and relax again, go back. Okay, here we go again. You saw the sitting hip openers, in the supine, and the lying down hip openers. And the hind part of the hip openers, there are a few exercises standing which will help you to look at the hip openers more, and these are going to support you while walking and while running. Of course, the entire lot of exercises which are shown to you are going to help you with your running, your exercising, your mountain climbing, and anything at all. But this is truly going to help you with your day-to-day movements in life. Okay, so here we are. And we go as close to the wall as possible and see how we are able to align your body. And then slightly move the left leg out and in, right leg out and in, the left leg out and in, the right leg out and in, and relax yourself. And then go back and keep the feet slightly apart. take the help of the wall, please. When you're quite okay, then you can come down away from the wall. But as of now, just move your foot forward and gently slide your spine and the shoulder down and try to open the knee so it works very well on the hip and then your knee joint and your thigh and your calf muscle, and wriggle up slowly. Relax. If it bothers your knee joint too much, those of you with fragile knees should not be doing this often, but the support of the wall behind is truly going to help you out. So this is how it goes, and showing again. If you feel that, you can still go wider because you want to feel it more to the hips and the groin opening, you can keep and open the knees slightly out and slide down and stay. Still comfortable, go with your hands across your chest and then release your hands and wriggle up and come up. Now from the side, when you do some of these movements, this is how it looks. Place your left hand for support on the wall and then move always the outer leg, and let's do some knee and the hip movement, cyclic movements, 1, 2 and 3, reversing 1, 2 and 3. Relax. Now the pelvic movement, so you draw a circle. I'll slightly turn in an angle so you can see that. You draw circles with your knee, opening the hip and the pelvis, 1, 2 and 3. And the same way again, 1, 2 and 3. But the actual alignment is you look forward, both your legs are parallel, and then you do the movement. So from the side, this is how it looks, 2 and 3. What is incorrect is this, the foot moving. What is correct is the knee joint moving, so that you open the hip and the pelvis, nice and good, and then go counterclock 3 times. So it works well. Now the same thing to the other side. Now this is for you to watch how there is a difference in the same body between the 2 sides. So this is how you go. 1, it's like a good cyclic movement. So you take it high towards your heart and then do the reverse. So it works on the entire leg and the hip and the pelvic bone too. Now this once again is incorrect. Do not jerk. Just move in a rotation, in a cyclic movement, and then release the hand slightly away so it can move well. 1, 2 and 3, reversing 1 and 2 and 3. Release and relax. Good. Get back to the center. Now we are going to show the goddess pose, which truly works out very well on the pelvic floor and the hip. And of course, you need strong knees and calf muscle for that, but it also helps you in improving the leg strength. So go wider, feet slightly turn about 10 to 20 degrees, and then relax your upper back. Don't push your lower back inside. Get the palms together before you descend. But if you are unable to bring your body down with the palms together, you can always place your hand on the thigh. And then open the knee out in the same angle as the foot and get your thighs parallel. Go down. Stay. If you are okay, go down a little bit more. And then gently unbend the knee and raise up. Be very careful not to hurt your knee. If you find it very difficult to come up, please be careful to release your hand and go slowly down to the floor. Or you can turn around and take the support of the wall and do it like so. Go back and then spread, put your palms on the wall and foot, and slowly try this. See how far you can go. So you are able to lift up easily with the support of the wall. Try that. So you try with your spine leaning on the wall, and then you go to the goddess pose, and then turn away if you find it difficult. So these are different ways of further releasing your hip tightness and the lower body tightness. You saw that. So go back again to semi-sitting, commonly known as the Vajrasana, the thunderbolt pose. which once again sets your hips square, and there is more flexibility to the top of the foot, like I mentioned earlier, and also a good stretch to the quadriceps somewhat. And again, people with fragile knees or some problem with the knee joint should not be sitting on this pose. And those of you who are feeling hurt at the top of the foot may place the cushion between the mat and the top of the foot to cushion the effect of pressing down on the floor mat. And you go on all fours. The knees are stuck down below the hips, and the shoulders are over your wrist, and the back flat, and your gaze is between the palms. And the toes may be turned in if you find it you are not stable. If not, point outward so that the top of the foot gets a good stretch too. So let's begin slowly and maintain always this. This is a tabletop pose. The back is nice and good and flat. If I place a teacup, it should not fall down. Now, inhale, push your lower back inside, look up. And this pose works very well for the back pain as well as for the hip release. Exhale, draw your head in between the hands, round your back and suck in your abdomen. Inhale, lower back. Exhale, upper back. And then inhale, settle down, take your hip along with you and the spine and walk your fingers forward and settle down well. Raise up again. Inhale, exhale, relax. Inhale again and exhale down. Inhale, up again. Exhale, relax. Now slowly move the hands away from beyond the shoulder level and push the hips far to the right side and try to look over the left shoulder. Now continue placing the hips over the knees. So this once again is incorrect. Keep it on top so your hip moves to the side. And then take a deep breath. Go to the opposite side. Look over the right shoulder. Pushing the hips far. Works again on the adductors and the abductors. Inhale again. As you exhale, move to the other side. Inhale and exhale. And slowly settle back down and relax. And then again, which is commonly, this is more for the sciatic pain and also for the sciatica and for the sciatic nerve. I mean, it's not commonly known as the bird dog. So you stay on all fours and then gently, works very well on the hip flexors too. Inhale, look up, lower back in. Exhale, knee in. Inhale, out. Exhale, in. Inhale, out, look up. Exhale, in, round. And then the other side the same way. Inhale, out. Hip level, please, hip level, so it works well. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and relax. Now move slowly the knee out, raise the knee down, and then the other side. Raise the knee up, and the knee down, knee up, and down, and settle back down again. And go one more time to what is commonly known as a pigeon. The knee comes between the hands, the leg is stretched out. Put your rib cage on the thigh and stretch both your legs and settle down. And then slowly walk back. If you can, place that foot to the sideways and go down deep. It opens completely the hip to the extent you can. No need to go too much back. This is a basic pigeon. Press in the palms. Draw your knees back. Get back again. And go to the other side. Move the knee out. Get down slowly and nice. Stretch well. And then walk back. Put the knee down slowly to the extent you can. All these movements are shown in a beginner level pose. So draw back. Get back to the center. The pigeon can also be done this way by raising the leg up and then bringing it forward and going down. So you have an option of either doing it from the sitting pose or the leg raised. There you go. These are the basic pigeon releases, which helps you a great deal. And now we demonstrate to you the frog, which once again is a great hip opener. We move next to the frog. Once again, it's a beautiful pose for releasing the hip. So the knees are taken wider, and you can come down even to the forearms if you wish. The lower back is slightly pushed up. The knees are spread so the hips are open, and the foot is placed with the soles of the foot pointing together. And look down at the floor. And raise your butt slightly so you can feel the hip opening well. It's a great hip opener again. So now, to get it back again, get the feet, go back to the center, and from the front, this is how it works. So you go down, spread, and put your foot on the side, and come up slowly. Draw your knees in as comfortably as you can. And now we move on to the supine poses of hip releases. Okay, here we go, and continuing with the hip openers and the flexors. So let's go to the supine, or lying on your spine. Back on the mat, raise both your knees so you can get your spine as flat to the floor as possible. And slowly put your hands on the shoulder level with the palms down, and then begin to raise slowly your feet off the ground and move to the left side with the head rolling to the right, and slowly move to the other side. Get back again. One more time, move. The head should roll to the other side so your neck is not in any way bothered. Get back to the center, and now keep the leg slightly, the knee irregular, and then move from one side to the other, taking the knee slightly away and taking the feet too slightly away, moving from side to side, and relax. Now place the feet on the ground, the hands continue to remain on the floor, and bring both the knees to the left side and move. The movement should be from the hip here so you can feel a good stretch to the side. This movement also is very good for releasing all the tensions from the body, and is commonly known as the vent releasing exercise. It's very good for releasing the acidity and the gas produced by the body. Get back again to the center, and now slowly bring both the knees towards the chest as far as you can. Open it and close, open and close, open as deep and close, and put the feet on the ground and go to what we did earlier in the sitting poses, the cobbler, as deep as you can. The lower back will arch up slightly, but you keep pushing it as far as you can, and open. Open the knees wide. Open the hips wider. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale down all the way. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Now come to the cross-legged pose. Go. Bring the knees down all the way. Open the hip and get the knees closer. And again, keep breathing. And up again. And down again. Now switch that foot. Go down all the way. And up again. And down again. All the way. And up again. And down again. And see again, if you go to the lotus pose, if you're not able to do the full lotus, do the half lotus. This is the half lotus. So again, go. Now put any one foot on top of the thigh, close to the hip. And if you are comfortable, take the other foot too, place it in close. And then for those of us who are quite okay, hold the toes and get the knees all the way down and get the knees up. Hold the knee if you want and press it deeper, and then go down again all the way and come up nice and easy and relax. Release the foot on top and go to the other side. The foot which was on top will go down and the other foot will come on top now. And slowly again go down and up and down and up and down and release and relax. Good. Now place the right foot on top of the left thigh, straighten the left leg, hold the right foot close to the left hip and slowly bring the right knee to the ground, all the way to the ground. And now slowly get the knee to the other side and pull the knee. The shoulders are on the ground and you roll your head to the opposite side. Go as deep as you can. As your hip flexors move out and you become more free, the knee will come down to the floor. But don't press it too hard. Move from the hip and just try to put the shoulders on both the sides of the ground. Head rolls to the opposite side. Get back again to the center. Exit the right leg and the left foot on top of the left thigh, right thigh, and the hand to the shoulder level. Now slowly push the left knee to the ground and then roll your head to the right side. And gently come up and pull slowly again, go to the opposite side as far as you can and try to put the shoulders on the ground. Head rolls to the left side. Move back again, nice and easy. Now place that left foot to the inner thigh and press it down. Slow. Instead of being on top of the thigh, it'll be on the ground so the hip opens more. And I'll do the same to the other side. The right foot to the left inner thigh and press the knee all the way to the ground and stretch. Your shoulders are on the ground. That's why you're placing your hands on the sides, so the palms down. Nice and easy and relax. And go again. Get both the knees up and relax and gently lift them up, open wide and hold both the toes. Lock your fingers on the toes and then gently pull both the soles of the feet together and down. The hip opens totally. It's commonly known as a child's pose. And also, some call them as a happy baby or the happy child pose. Raise them up all the way and bring them down. And raise them up all the way and get them down. And raise up again and down again and release. Now put the foot over, see how far you can go. This is known as the cow's face. Hold and pull, pull, pull. Great release, the hip. Go again to the opposite side. Put the knee over, well and good. So place the knee one over the other foot and then pull both the feet towards you. Open up to this side and pull down. You naturally feel it to the hips, psoas muscle, the piriformis, all those connecting muscles and joints which help you in opening the hips very well. And get back to the center. Release and relax. Once again, like we did earlier, to release all the tension from the hip and the groin, do these movements and then to the side, to the other side, go back again. Beautiful movements for the hips, and there you are. Now gently raise that hip to the bridge pose to release any stiffness to the back. So relaxes the upper back well. Raise up gently. Come down and bring the knees towards your chest. Release again. And we will show you now how to lean your legs on the wall and keep the feet separated, so you'll feel more of the hip opening. So slowly turn on to any one side of your choice and gently raise up. So you place your mat vertically and then turn. Go as close to the wall as possible with your right or the hip towards the wall. Lean to the side and make certain that you go deep. And lean to the side, both your legs in the wall. If you can get closer, well and good. If not, wherever you are, still lean your legs in the wall and spread and stay comfortably. Your spine is well protected. You may place a thin cushion down if you feel you're not very comfortable. If not, you just lay down to the side. The palms facing the ceiling, shoulders are relaxed, and your spine is totally relaxed. Stay as comfortably as you can. So the hips are open. Now for the drain of the blood and the lymphatic fluids, bring the legs closer. And if you want more of a relaxing, you can just slide your heel away and bring the heels closer, and slide the heels away and bring them closer, and stay still with the legs slightly beyond the hip size. Center your head, close your eyes, and just let go. Then when you wish to come down, bend the knees and get the knees close to your chest, as close as you can get. And hold them for some time, so pressing the spine to the ground. And move entirely to the right side. Stay there with your head in the crook of the arm and press the free palm to the ground. Release the hand from beneath and raise up slowly. And go back again to the center. And once again, stretch both your legs. Keep the feet slightly apart. Rest your spine well. Adjust yourself in such a way that you're quite close to the wall behind, and sit comfortably, shoulders drawn back, close your eyes. Hands on top of the lap with the palms facing the ceiling. Breathing normally. Feet apart allows you to keep the hips loose again. Once again, these are hip openers. And then get back slowly. Go back to the cross-legged pose. Sit as comfortably as you can. You may still stay with your spine leaning to the wall, so there is no strain to the back of the spine in any way. And now do the alternate nostril breathing. So you block your right nostril with the thumb, the two fingers, the little finger and the ring finger. You block the left nostril when you are using your right nostril. So you begin with the left exhalation. Inhale the same nostril, block the left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left, inhale left. Go for about 10, 15, 20, 25 times you wish to do. And when you wish to come out of the breathing process, exhale through the right nostril and release your hand back and put the palms together and sit comfortably for about 5 to 10 seconds, leaning slightly away from the wall. And once again, you go back to the original placement, to the spine, tall and erect, back relaxed, shoulders down, hips open as you move your knees out slightly. chin parallel. And the placement again is the head over the heart, heart over the hips. And thank you very much. So that was a session on the hip openers and tight hip flexors and really how we release the lower half of the body. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it's easy for you to practice. Once again, like I mentioned earlier, if you have any queries, if you want to contact, the numbers are given to you in this video. Have a very nice day, a good practice of yoga, happiness and the blessed peace of yoga. Thank you very much.